Hello guys, Spartan Beard here, and in this video we're gonna talk about 10 steps of improving your KD ratio, which also is kill to death ratio. So if you guys are ready to step up your stats, let's get to it. So in this video we're gonna go from common techniques to more advanced techniques. Number 10. Use the weapon suited for the map. And this one doesn't need too much explanation. So if the map is big, use a long range weapon. If the map is small, use the weapon more suited for the map. In this case, SMG would suffice. Number 9. Stick to the edge. So a lot of people run to the center of the map and getting killed. Does it sound familiar? If yes, I can explain this. Just like in real war, by going closer to the war zone, you increasing your chances of being dead. Because there's gonna be enemies on your left, right, front, and possibly even back. So try to move along by the edges of the map. Especially if you're using SMGs. Because if you are in the center of the map, your SMG doesn't have enough accuracy or the range, even if you saw the enemy first. And that leads me to number 8. Do not challenge the enemy. So that means if you are in an open area and enemy has a cover, even if you saw him first, he has a better positioning in this case. So don't make it easier for him to find you. Instead you can just stay low and try to flank him unnoticed. And if your plan is jeopardized, just use the grenade and try to position yourself in a better spot. In this case you can use a cover or the higher ground. Number 7. Increase the sensitivity. Most people might say you're risking your accuracy. It might be right, but it's only till you get used to it. It might feel weird in a couple matches, but after that, I can tell you confidently that you're gonna get used to it and potentially improving your aim even better. So if you have a higher sensitivity, you have a better chance of returning fire to the enemy noticed too late. If you have a lower sensitivity, you won't even have time to turn towards him, let alone killing him. But if you do it a little bit at a time and get comfortable with it, this one can become your winning card. Number 6. Choose a basic training. We all know that one basic training that everybody is using, which is primed. I would even say 90% of the players are using primed on their all classes. But instead of using primed, use inconspicuous. Because in this particular game, characters are making such a loud noise by walking, even higher when running, that enemies across the map can hear you and know exactly where you are and when you're coming from. That's why we need to use this perk over here. Number 5. Heal up fully before combat. So if you find yourself in a gunfight with the enemy, in which you take more damage than deal damage, you have to hide right away. And don't get out of the cover unless you have full health. This means you cannot have any flashing red on your screen. Even if you have a little bit of blood on your screen, it's gonna require one less shot from the enemy to kill you. Instead of that, just fully heal up and move the other direction to avoid that one particular enemy that has an advantage. Number 4. Use headphones. I recommend spending some money in a good headphones because it gives you all the benefit in the world if you can hear the enemy before you see him. Volume on headphones is pretty important too. Keeping it too low, you might not hear an enemy coming, but keeping it too high, you're risking losing your hearing. So bring it to a perfect balance where you can get comfortable and get used to the one volume in all games. Your hearing will adapt to the volume, and it's gonna be much easier for you to decide how far the enemy is. If you can use this technique to its fullest potential, you can even pre-fire on the enemies you didn't even see, by judging how far they are from their footsteps. And this might lead to get called a hacker, which is okay, and you can take it as a compliment if you're having a clean fight. Number 3. Wash your hands. This one might seem funny for you guys, but this is essential of having a grip over your joystick or the mouse. When your hands getting sweaty or a little bit on the warmer side, you can instantly notice that you're losing accuracy. So by washing your hands every few matches would improve your accuracy and hygiene. Number 2. Use a minimap and learn spawns. If you're using the minimap correctly, you can gain a lot of information about the enemy and their positioning. In this game, only SMGs are allowed to use suppressors, and half the time they run them without them to increase their range. So there's 85% of the chance you're gonna see a red dot, which can benefit you and potentially get you a kill. By saying learn the spawns, I don't mean you have to know every single possible spawn in the map. All you have to do, just look at the minimap and seeing your teammates, assume that the portion of the map that's furthest away from your teammates, it's occupied with enemies. And use caution moving there. And the most important tip, which is number 1, don't sprint everywhere. So on this topic I can tell you, if the enemy catches you sprinting, it's almost like they caught you with the pants down. To avoid this unpleasant encounter, you have to walk. Especially when there is a corner that gotta be cleared. When you enter in the hallway, the door, you name it, you bet there is gonna be an enemy sitting ADS. waiting for you to run in. And you're not gonna have enough sprint out time, which is gonna get you killed. And by just walking into the room, trust me, you're gonna get them surprised, because they never saw it coming. Also, if you run in too often and you appear in a gunfight that you have lower advantage, you're not gonna be able to run away because you're out of breath already. So I would just suggest running only when necessary and treat the game like it's real life or life in a search and destroy. If you're dead, you can't help your teammates, neither your KD. Long life equals more score streaks equal more kills. And back to me. In the next video I'm gonna show you guys how to prestige or rank up faster in the multiplayer. So if you don't want to miss it, please subscribe. And while you're at it, leave me a thumbs up because that would help me reach more people and help them as well. Plus it feels awesome when people appreciate the work that goes into this kind of videos. And if I missed anything, please let me know in comments below with some advanced techniques so it can help more people get better. Plus I want to see your KD before these tips in the comments below. So with that being said, this was me, Spartan Beard, and I see you guys on the other side.